Oh, welcome for a classic guitar rock daily update. I'm Jeremy. Wasn't able to be here yesterday, so this is already you've heard of this already, I'm sure. But sad news: Paul Di'Anno, who was the original lead singer of Iron Maiden, passed away. Now it's been day before yesterday that he passed away at the age of 66. 66 is so young. The older I get, the more I feel that way, right? um, Here's a quote from his music company. Quote, despite being troubled by severe health issues in recent years that restricted him to performing in a wheelchair, Paul continued to entertain his fans around the world, racking up well over 100 shows in 2023, end quote. So this guy, he went out playing the metal, right? And there's a small but vocal minority of Maiden fans that really prefer the Paul Di'Anno albums, the first two albums, and they're great album. Don't get me wrong. Paul Di'Anno, if you his look, his sound, Iron Maiden was a really unique band at the time with Paul Di'Anno, because he kind of brought almost a punk look and feel and sound to what they were doing. Um, he didn't sound like anyone else. Okay, very unique. And those first two albums, my first exposure to Iron Maiden was actually Maiden Japan, that was the first one I ever heard. It was a live EP from Japan that had come out right after Killers. I think it was right after Killers. But that was the first Iron Maiden record I ever heard. And I thought, wow, this is something. And then it wasn't really until Number of the Beast came out that, man, that just blew everyone away. And of course, that was with Bruce. But when you go back and you listen to those Di'Anno records, man, it's completely different and very, very cool. And I went back, after really Peace of Mind and Number of the Beast, I had been playing for years and years. And then I finally went back and bought Iron Maiden and Killers and loved those as well. But just a tremendous loss. He was such a unique artist, and I love to go back and watch. Thank goodness for YouTube, man. You can go back and find the old performances, and it's cool to go back and watch Paul Di'Anno. He was very unique. And obviously Bruce, I mean, Bruce he's the voice of Iron Maiden, right? And he's the one there that when they conquered the world. And he, of course, is phenomenal. But Paul Di'Anno in his own right, really great. And, sad to see him go 66. I mean, my favorite, he's on the younger end of all the bands that I still go and see. I just saw Halford 2 weeks ago and he's in his 70s, right? So you see someone at 66 passing away and it's just, wow, that is sad. Conquest Music, this is from Conquest Music, quote, Conquest Music are proud to have had Paul Di'Anno in our artist family and ask his legion of fans to raise a glass in his memory. Of course, since that, you've probably seen them, and I'm not going to go through all of them. There are tons of tributes from various rock artists. I just saw one this morning from KK Downing, with a picture of him and Paul. And, you'll see that all over the internet yesterday and today, a lot of that. But I do want to read this. This is from Steve Harris. Quote, Paul's contribution to Iron Maiden was immense and helped set us on the path we have been traveling as a band for almost 5 decades. His pioneering presence as a frontman and vocalist, both on stage and on our first 2 albums, will be very fondly remembered, not just by us, but by fans around the world. It's just so sad he's gone. I was in touch with him only recently as we texted each other about West Ham and their ups and downs. West Ham is the football team, soccer. Us Yanks call it soccer, right? At least he was still gigging until recently. It was something that kept him going to be out there whenever he could. He will be missed by us all. Rest in peace, mate. So, yes, rest in peace, Paul Di'Anno. Great body of work. Go back and listen to some Di'Anno Maiden today. You should do that. You should do it. Again, and I don't mean this to be sad. We're talking about people dying, but here's one more story. And it's sad but cool at the same time. Alex Van Halen, released his book yesterday, his memoir, Brothers. It's about him and about Eddie. And along with that, he's released the full version of Unfinished. It's the last song that he and Eddie worked on. 6-minute piece, subtitled Between Us Two. You should go out and listen to it. It's on YouTube. You can find it. It's cool. It's got the elements we loved about Eddie and Alex, right? It sounds like a demo. I mean, it doesn't sound like a fully produced something you'd hear on an album, but it sounds really good. A lot of acoustic guitar in it, along with electric guitar and drum. I mean, it's great. I mean, it sounds like Eddie and Al, and it's cool. Go out and listen to it today. So the book came out yesterday. We'll be hearing more and more about that. And in a recent interview with The Guardian, Alex said he hadn't fully dealt with Eddie's passing in 2020 after a canceled battle. He said, in fact, I'll probably be dealing with it until my dying day. So go listen to that song. I just listened to it a few minutes ago. It's cool. It's cool. You got to check that out. Foreigner off the heels of being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And we're going to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Okay. We'll talk. Don't worry. We'll talk about it. Well, guess what? They're not going anywhere. Remember, they were doing a goodbye tour last year, and guess what? They've extended their farewell tour into 2025. Okay. It's a long goodbye, but this is cool. Yeah. And you got to be happy about this. They are having several original members. See, the rub against this current touring roster is there's no original members in it. At least until this year, Mick would play a few songs, but his health is not good. So he hasn't been playing at all. So it's all non-original. It's that whole argument. I get it. Goes back and forth. They shouldn't call themselves Foreigner. They're a tribute band. Get that. So what they're doing is they will have Al Greenwood and Rick Wills. Rick Wills came in, I think, for the 4 album, Foreigner 4. So he was with them for 4 and Agent Provocateur and some of those. Maybe he was on Head Games. I don't remember. Rick Wills was not the original bass player. That was Ed Gagliardi. But they're talking to Rick Wills, Al Greenwood, possibly even Lou Gramm to come in and be part of this tour. Here's a quote: performing the incredible catalog of music created by Mick Jones and the rest of the first incarnation of Foreigner is a dream come true for all of us. That's from current singer Kelly Hansen. Continue quote: after 20 years of proudly flying the Foreigner flag, we are thrilled to be periodically sharing the stage with the guys who started it all as we celebrate their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Mick Jones has Parkinson's, same as Glenn Tipton, right? So he is at a point where he really can't tour or play anymore. But I saw them last summer, and it was a phenomenal show. Okay. I think 80% of the people there didn't even realize or care that it wasn't the original members. This is a great show. Sounded really good. Didn't cost a whole bunch to go see it. I mean, compared to other shows. So, how I've talked about this all the time. My feeling on this. My feeling is, hey, this current Foreigner is better than no Foreigner. Okay, you're going to go, you're going to see a great show. It's going to sound great. Is it the original Peeps? No, but it's better than no Foreigner. And 10 years from now, we won't be able to see any of these bands anymore because none of them will still be around. So it is what it is. Go out and see them. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to choose my words wisely. Can someone explain to me this Jelly Roll character? Can someone explain that dude to me? Someone, please. That guy sucks. Okay? Total suck fest singing Mama, I'm Coming Home at Ozzy's induction. What the heck was that crap? It's insulting. What is the deal with that man? Can someone explain the allure of that dude who has no appreciable talent? Am I missing something? Someone point me in a direction that might change that for me. But any clip I've seen of the dude, what is the deal? He might be a really nice guy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I could have got up and done a better job singing Mama, I'm Coming Home than that guy did. And I'm not kidding. Okay. I would have done a better job than him. My neighbor across the street would have done a better job. So help me understand Jelly Roll. What is the deal? Hi, Bruce. Bruce is checking in. Bruce is a big supporter of the channel, The Empire, and we appreciate that. Hi, Bruce. Hope everything's going. Bruce, Jelly Roll. What's the deal? Am I missing something? Are you a fan? Someone help me out. Help a feller out, because I don't get it. But man, Wolfgang's playing on Crazy Train, dude, that was awesome. Bruce is saying no. That's probably means no, he can't help me out. No, he's not a Jelly Roll fan. No, he doesn't get it either. I bet that's what that means. Thank you, Bruce. Some people just win life's lottery. Some people just Green Day. Okay. I don't hate Green Day, but Green Day is another one of these conundrums. How did that happen? Well, Jelly Roll, even a bigger conundrum. How the heck did that happen? We may never know. Speaking of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, and let me just remind everyone, okay? Yes, Foreigner's in now. Great. Should have happened 25 years ago. But you know who's still not in? Let's see. Kansas, Boston, Styx, Bad Company, Ted Nugent. I mean, there's still a whole list of people that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that aren't. And every year I just get madder and madder and madder. And then seeing Jelly Roll butcher an Aussie classic, it just didn't sit well. Didn't sit well. If someone can help me understand Jelly Roll, just let me know. Let's check some emails really quick. These are people that went to the Classic Guitar Rock website. You can do the same, classicguitarrock.com, and you can email us that way, or you can just email me directly, classicguitarrock@mail.com. You can send me an email. This is from Donna. Donna says, I was watching Ozzy and Wolfie Van Halen. What a great job he did. He nailed it. What a gift. His music is lit. There isn't a bad song on his CD. I'm a big 70s fan, big 70s music fan, but something has to be said for this artist. She's talking, of course, about Wolfie. Everything. I don't own a Wolfgang Van Halen album, a Mammoth album, but everything I've seen, I kind of dig. It's probably worth doing a dive there. The kid's super talented. He's got good genes. Okay. So, but yeah, that was cool. I mean, that's of all the clips I've seen from the, two were really awesome. Wolfie playing the Crazy Train solo, and then Zach playing the solo when he's standing right out in front of the audience. I mean, he's in his element. Zach's phenomenal. They should have had Jack Black sing. Jack Black was part of the ceremony there. Why didn't they just have Jack Black sing Mama, I'm Coming Home? Jack could have done justice to that instead of Belly Roll, whatever his name is. Still scratching my head, literally and figuratively. Another email here from Jim Burke. When I received your follow, okay, so he followed me on Twitter, X now, formerly Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I wish he wouldn't have changed it to X. I just like the name Twitter better. Anyways, so Jim, I follow people back. If you follow me on X, I follow you back, unless you're a porn site or like a hater. If you in your profile say that you want to kill everyone who votes differently than you, then I don't follow you. I don't have time for hate, right? Or if you say you hate any one group of people or whatever, I don't follow you back. But if your profile's not locked, or if you're not porn, or if you don't put hate in your profile, I follow you back. So I followed back Jim, and he said, hey, when I received your follow, I was just thinking about receiving an invite from a college friend whose friend had bailed out on him to go see Alvin Lee and 10 Years After at the Boston Garden in 1974. So he got to go see 10 Years After. That would be awesome. We got to the show on the floor about row 15, and I asked him who the warm-up was. He answered Lynyrd Skynyrd. Remember, this is 1974. I said I had heard Sweet Home Alabama, but wasn't familiar with much else. When they played their set and Rosington Collins crushed the Freebird solo, I was a fan. Then Alvin came out with the lead into Schoolgirl. It was a great guitar night. Thanks for the ad. Alvin Lee is one of the most underrated guitar players of the 70s. The guy is awesome. Do a deep dive on 10 Years After. You'll hear some great guitar playing. That's history right there. Seeing Skynyrd open for 10 Years After. That's really cool. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Jim. Okay, Bruce says Jelly Roll is just a marketing tool for the pop country, so they try to set him up to make a marketable name. I'm willing to bet his management paid for him to perform that. Probably so. It didn't seem genuine at all, and that's, again, part of the problem with the Dog and Pony Show that is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It doesn't seem authentic. So Zatochi 444. Thank you, buddy. You better stay away from my wife. I think he's implying that his wife is a Jelly Roll fan. Am I getting that right? He might be the nicest guy in the world. I just know the limited exposure I've had to the guy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. He might be the nicest guy in the world, whatever. I don't get it. Okay. So guys, thank you so much. I don't say this enough. Thank you so much for your support, for following me on X, for listening to the radio station, for sending me emails. I do this for fun. Okay. This is for fun. And it means a lot that I have people that will follow and that will email and that will listen to my dumb little updates. You never know. You'll never know how much I appreciate that. And I will give one last plug as we wrap up to check out the radio station. Go to classicguitarrock.com, click on that CGR radio button, and tune in because I think you'll like it. Thanks so much. We'll do this all again later. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.